I mean, I feel like a lot of these projects, specifically with you, just because they're very connected, they feel like one long project.
Do they really?
Yeah. So I'm like, this day was part of this film and not this other film. I'm like, oh, they're kind of the same.
Maybe all the stars in the night are really dreams. Maybe this whole world is exactly what it seems. Maybe the sky will fall down on tomorrow. But one thing for certain, baby, I'm running out of time.
I don't know, I'm really excited about this one, y'all. How about you?
I am. I'm happy I had another opportunity to work with you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And Josh. I didn't get to see
No.
her, but I mean,
Spiritually.
spiritually,
Hey, what was it like?
You were right there with me the whole time in here.
Absolutely.
You guys didn't have any scenes together. I guess we should. It's gonna spoil.
I'm sorry, I was my fault.
No, you're good. What was it like? I'm curious, like just as actors, like coming and reprising character. I mean, I'm assuming this is maybe not Josh, but this is the first time you've played a character more than once.
I don't know, I enjoy it because you get to really grow along with the character, so you get to understand more about it. I mean, because I was also in a web series called Compass Man, and we had 8 episodes, so like throughout that time, we were able to like learn more about it. So it's kind of like the same thing with Val, except rather than comedy, it was more of like kind of like a serious role.
Do you enjoy like the episodic more?
I don't know. I do like episodic stuff because I think I'm able to connect more with the character rather than just like, oh, it's just like this one film and his whole story's told. But I like being able to go more into the story, kind of like Rainbow Boulevard did with Novelty.
Hey, is this yours?
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, no problem.
Hey, do I see you here on the weekends a lot?
Yeah, I'm here off and on.
Cool. I'm Val, by the way.
I'm Jay.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
I guess the first time we're saying like this is a sequel to Novelty Ultra. Yeah.
Surprise.
Huh?
It's like it's a trilogy.
What?
I see Link as that character like everybody knows somebody kind of like him.
Mm-hmm.
He's just, yeah, like you say, like very closed in. Like.
And I think Ryan and I talked about that briefly, not too much because we didn't have a whole lot of prep time, but the one conversation that we did have was that we want to make this person as relatable as we can.
Yeah, he's directed me in a few movies, and it was good to like actually act with him.
I know. It's funny because actor him is so different than director him.
God, Link is like, I think that is the most drastic difference between actor and character. Because like as he was playing Link, I'm like, this isn't Ryan. Like, who is this?
I know, and that's,
He played it really good.
He did
Yeah.
kind of sneak into that character.
He did really good.
Make it feel because it's like
I mean, just little things like I enjoyed watching him. There's just little things that he did. Like, wow, it's different. Like nobody does that, but that makes a character kind of special.
That makes,
Yeah. No, it's fun to grow with a character instead of just doing it one go. Yeah, instead of just learning a bunch of things about a character and it's like, all right, I'm done. It's like you get to go back and dive in and see where.
Was there anything that was like different this time around? I don't know.
I mean, Val kind of like the whole. One of the themes behind Novelty Ultra was this loneliness, where he just basically like thinks he loves this girl, played by Kara, and yay! And I mean, you get to learn more about what the relationship is and was in Rainbow Boulevard, and I like the continuation of that.
Yeah.
I agree.
So yeah, and then I got to, I don't know, rather play with loneliness, I got to play with, I'd say acceptance, kind of just like a lonely happiness, but like I'm not sad about it this time.
Yeah. You almost spoiled something so good.
I did. I was. That's why I was stammering. I was trying to bounce around it.
Can't take this guy anywhere.
Yeah.
Well, it leads me to like, I'm trying my hardest to not spoil anything either, I guess.
Yeah, I'm thinking about it.
So it was fun playing Dax. No, I didn't know much about him when you sent me the script. I was just like, okay, cool. He just seems like a guy that's not. He's optimistic, but he wants to branch out and do other things, but he just doesn't really. You can tell he didn't have like will or like the drive to do it.
Yeah.
But you can tell he has a lot to get off his chest in Rainbow Boulevard, which I thought was really fun to play out
Yeah.
without giving away.
I feel like he has. There's a good resolution, I guess.
Yeah.
We could probably say.
Yeah, and I think like with Abby in Novelty Ultra, it was kind of uncertain. We didn't really know exactly her dynamics with
Mm-hmm.
Val, but in Rainbow Boulevard, it was really interesting to play with like having that defined relationship, like knowing how these two characters work with each other and how they connect to each other.
Yeah, I feel that was a good dynamic though that we kind of established on this. I mean, I guess there's one scene.
Yeah.
But only that one scene, but I still think.
Well, and that gave us like a launching pad for the next one, like something for as an actor to kind of go back to. And then I remember I looked at my Novelty Ultra script before we filmed.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I looked back and I was kind of
That's so
refreshing
cool.
like some of the kind of going back to when we filmed it because I hadn't seen it at the time when we shot Rainbow
Remember that
Boulevard.
weirdo with that night we were shooting that
Oh
scene?
my
too?
gosh,
That was like
it
this
was like-
weirdo that was like on his
on his bike.
bicycle.
That was so creepy.
And we were like,
I do remember that, yeah.
we were like, if he comes back one more
I
time,
had
we're
my
done.
pepper spray ready. It was my hot pink pepper spray was ready for that one.
There's some weird things that have happened when,
Oh, yeah.
when we've been doing these movies.
Yeah, you got an audience.
That's
We
long.
clearly
Did
did.
you make them pay?
No, I mean they were already rich. It was like those ladies at the nail salon, or the tanning spot.
It was the tanning spa. Yeah, people kept going in and out of it. Oh my!
and it kept messing up the audio.
And then the lawn care started, and you guys had to walk up. You and Ryan walked up to him and be like, "Hey, can you guys wait?" And they're like, "No."
He was like, "I'll be done in 45 minutes." I was like, 45 minutes, bro? I gotta be out of here.
Yeah, it's like, no, I'm not gonna wait 45 minutes. Like,
Yeah,
I'm trying to
No, we sat there.
we did. No, we actually did.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, 45 minutes.
Oh
In
my.
fact, there's a moment in the movie, like without spoiling what's going on, but like for most part of the scene, there's like you can hear that lawnmower ringtone, and then for the other part, it just goes full dead silent.
Ooh,
So-
I'll look for that now.
But Kansas City was fun.
Yeah.
For those of us that got to go, sorry, sad.
Yeah.
Aww.
Oh, yeah, you're right. You know, it's okay though.
Hey, we good.
My GPS Waze took me like the complete wrong way. So I remember I was like
Yeah,
15 minutes late.
that was
Because
a fun day.
because it took me to like a hospital parking garage, and I was like, I don't think this is where I'm supposed to be.
Yeah, without spoiling,
Without
where your guys'
spoiling.
scene takes place.
But
Oh,
but
okay.
it's
not
not
a
a
hospital
it's
garage,
not a
by the
hospital
way.
Oh,
parking
we can say
garage.
where it is.
I was gonna say it's a gorgeous shot.
I
We
mean,
can
I guess
talk-
we can say it. It's at the Nelson in Kansas City.
I like it.
Remember these kids were like running around.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I
They were
remember
playing hide and
that.
seek.
They
They
were
play like hide and seek.
At one point, they like were curious like what we were doing, and they just like tried to get close, like getting camera. I was like, get out of my shot, bro. That was a fun day though. I think that was
Yeah.
probably the one day that the sun came out.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
It was overcast for most of this movie.
It was so like it was
Yeah.
terribly overcast.
I
I mean, it makes the movie for like when I was watching the footage every night when we came home after like come home from shooting. I was kind of going through the footage. It's like, dude, this movie looks so depressing. It's like, nobody's gonna watch this. But no, it's beautiful. I guess you can talk more about.
Yeah, I really like shooting downtown. Downtown's pretty cool because, like, I mean, I was pretty familiar with it, but like, the Nelson I think was probably one of the better days as far as like lighting and stuff. It was also kind of hard with all like the people, but it wasn't too bad.
I'm curious because like because of the because of the lockdown, like I didn't see you until like literally the day we showed up.
Yeah.
So like what did you do differently this time around? You feel than the novelty?
I feel like this one was like capturing the environment more, so like a lot more like wide shots, kind of having like the characters smaller in frame and like this now you can see the scale of everything around them. I think that was like more important, especially since we're in like a different environment.
And that's a good point because like I wanted this movie to have like I wanted there to be like a scope and scale to it. You know, like there's a certain grandness about it, and like there's that one shot in the trailer. I guess when the time this drops, the trailer will be up. There's that one shot of the trailer where Ryan's standing over the skyline, or there's that shot of you guys over the overlook tower.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good
And that
shot.
looks beautiful. Yeah.
I think one of my favorite shots was when Kara and I were walking down
Oh,
the little
yeah.
archway of
yeah.
the trees.
I think
It
that's
was
in the trailer
gorgeous.
too.
I
I don't
think
know.
it is.
I think it is. Yeah.
Beautiful shot.
That was your idea.
Yeah,
Because originally it was going to start with a two shot of them
Yeah.
walking. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember filming that. I was like so like conscious of my walk, and you were like just walk. You were like just walk. Like it's not that deep.
He'd be like, just walk. Oh, but not too fast.
That always happens. Though. It's like sometimes it's like just they walk
He's like you're
They'll
speed
start
walking.
slow and then they go fast.
and then they go faster. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I remember when we were filming our scene, like there was with this being in grass, I felt like I was high stepping it. So I felt like my steps were really high because the grass and like
I
Yeah.
think it was the grass that was so tall.
Yeah.
It was thick too.
It was the noise, too.
Yeah, I was trying to like
Yeah.
make too much noise as we were walking. I was like, man, I feel like I'm like walking like a soldier or something.
Yeah.
That's
Each,
true.
like to my chest.
To
But
my
it's
chest.
but you know, I guess once I got my mind out of it, I was able to play the scene out.
Mhm.
I didn't think about it too much.
And you did a really good job. I think that scene is like it's one of my favorites.
I don't think it.
Yeah, that was a great scene.
Thank you. I tried. My art is
You
Good.
succeeded.
Hey,
So one of my favorite parts from Novelty Ultra, since it's already out, it's not a spoiler,
No.
was
Nice.
the
You
brain.
should have seen it. Y'all know who you are.
Is the brain going to be making an appearance again?
That's a spoiler, man. We can't talk about that.
Is it going to? Okay.
I remember when I watched Novelty Ultra though, because I was not a part of the brain part of Novelty Ultra. I was watching it just kind of expecting something like, I don't know, on the same level as like our scene, but like without me in it. And all of a sudden it was the brain, and I was like, I remember I was like eating food, and I was like, oh my god. I was like, what is
it's
this?
like okay.
Some of the places we've been to for these movies have been like gorgeous. Like the one that comes to mind is the plane, obviously.
Oh, the plane is my favorite shot
Oh.
like ever. I
Yeah.
love that shot.
It was.
I remember driving there. I fell asleep. I
You
was
fell
so
asleep.
tired.
It's like 20 minutes away from Lawrence, but like, yeah, that was definitely my favorite. Kansas, I guess the Scout was a really nice place. It was windy though that day when we
Yeah.
did that. I'm trying to think. Maybe we filmed some in Westport.
It was super hot too, because remember the plane wing was like really,
Yeah,
it was like burning me.
Yeah, some like trying to hard.
Yeah, I remember Rodney was wearing those like jean shorts.
Yeah.
And like it was like.
Thank God I wore it. I think I wore
You went home and you had like small minor burns.
Dude,
Yeah.
I just remember my back being super sweaty. Like I
Yeah.
was like, I sweat straight through my shirt, and I was like, can't wear this today. So I was like,
I wore the same pair of jeans for every single scene in Novelty Ultra and Rainbow.
That's funny.
Because like I was always like, oh, what do you want me to wear? And you're like, oh, this color shirt. And I'm like, what about pants? He's like, oh, just throw on the jeans. They look good.
Well, I think
it's
Val
a
is
good luck
kind of that
charm.
kind of guy. I mean, when I first wrote it, I kind of pictured. I was like, this dude probably
He's a one jean man.
he.